Welcome! I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I sell the products I used in this project and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I'll have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll see where to find that at the end of the video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. This card has a couple of techniques. It is an easel card, so you can set it up. And I am also doing mirror stamping on this card. I am using Nature's Beauty, and this is a special stamp set. You'll find it at the back of the holiday catalog. And for every stamp set that's sold, $3 will go toward mental health organizations. Sara Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up, shared a message about the importance of connection. And she said that back in 1985, sociological researchers conducted a study of several thousand Americans and concluded that 90% of Americans had at least one confidant, someone they could trust and wanted to share important life moments with. The remaining 10% said they had no one to talk to. 2 decades later, in 2006, the research showed a dramatic shift. When they asked again, the 10% jumped to 25%. 1 in 4 said they had no one to talk to. Let me give you a little perspective on that 25%. This is still Sara Douglas talking. That number equates to 80 million people. And today those numbers are even higher all around the world. Did you know that close relationships are as important as maintaining a healthy lifestyle and prolonging your life? People with strong social relationships increased their odds of survival over a certain time frame by 50%. That's all what Sara Douglas shared. And then when I saw this stamp set come out, it really hit home to me that when we purchase Nature's Beauty, $3 of every sale goes toward mental health organization. And we help with connections when we create a card. We help when we share creating with others. We help when we send a card. So make a card, send a card. So in addition to Nature's Beauty, I chose a greeting from Good Morning Magnolia. The journey of life is best shared with a friend. We'll get through this together, and I thought it was so appropriate for this card. My card base is thick Whisper White, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4, and so that puts 2 folds here. I also have a piece of early espresso. This early espresso is 5 1/4 by 4. I have a gold foil sheet that is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And I have a Whisper White piece that's just a little bit smaller, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So I just have a really thin border of that gold. I do have some designer elements and early espresso ink, and you will want a silicone mat. These are very helpful. I use mine all the time for adhesives, but today we're using it for stamping. And because I use it all the time, it is not super clean. And really I only need to worry about one side being super clean. And to clean it, I like to use the just regular packing tape and rub that down tight with a bone folder. And then when you remove the packing tape, you'll be removing any adhesive. I am going to start by placing my Stamparatus plate in the 3rd slot down, 1, 2, 3, because I want this to be closer to the bottom. I'm working on the inside of the card, so this is the larger section, and I'm going to put this at the bottom. Maybe I'll put this up a little bit. And I want to get this as close to the middle as I can. So this is my 5.5. So I want to go at 2 3/4, so right about there. And then I'm going to ink and stamp. Then I'm going to move it up one place. Ink it again. Move it up one place. And ink it again. And then I want to go back to the 1, 2, 3, and one more. Ink there, and finally there. So I have my nice straight even border. I'm stamping my greeting at the very, very bottom, right in the middle. And I'm using early espresso ink. Then I'm bringing in my Stamparatus. I'm putting my silicone mat in my Stamparatus, and I can see right where I'm going to be working. And I'm going to line up my card so that the outside of the card is at the outside of the silicone mat. And I can see where that is. And I've already placed my deer in the right place. So you can see around it and you can see everything's going to fit. Then I'm going to remove the silicone mat, making sure the card stays in that same corner. I'll ink up my deer and stamp my deer. Whoop, my magnet's in the way. So I'm inking that deer. Now is where I'm going to do the mirrored stamping. So I'm going to put the silicone mat in there. And I'm inking my deer, and I'm going to stamp on the silicone mat. Now, silicone mats are not really made for stamping, so I'm going to ink it a second time to make sure that I've got plenty of ink. Because really, if I go to stamp from here, it's a second generation stamp, so I need extra ink. And then I just need to put this cardstock on that same line where it was, and make sure I give good, firm, even pressure over that whole deer. And I have my mirror stamping by placing that right over the gold foil. Then place that layer on your early espresso with dimensionals. And I want to get this centered as perfectly as I can. And then when I put it on this layer, I want to be sure to only have adhesive on this bottom section. So I'm actually going to put my adhesive on my card front, leaving a border. I can go right up to that crease and then center my card on my card front. And then I can decide how far up I want my stop. And my stops are going to be these gold designer elements. And you can put as many as you want on. I think I'm just going to put 2 on. All right, there. And that's it. Make a card, send a card, and make a difference. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up. Under Shop, I have tips for online shopping, frequent shopping rewards, and products I offer to help you stay organized. I offer a cardstock sampler, taggers to help you identify those dies with lots of similar shapes, heavy-duty bags to store 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 paper, a replacement tip for the fine tip glue pen in case yours gets clogged, and a bow maker. Share my Evernote notebook of current products for a nominal contribution. It functions as a fully searchable catalog. Inspiration takes you to all my projects. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, what's special about Stampin' Up stamps, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit, as well as a compact desktop toolbox, and lots of color charts. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon. Bye.